This is Shedletsky, one of Forsaken's most popular survivors. Being one of the 3 that you unlock right when you first start playing, he's a good introduction to the game's mechanics. He can stun the killer with his link sword and heal himself with some delicious KFC. He's a fan favorite, having by far the most amount of skins in the entire game. Far too many if you ask 99% of Forsaken players. This is also Shedletsky, the main inciting incident of the hit Roblox RPG Block Tales. After getting his head handed to him by some brightly colored noobs, Shedletsky gives the player a mission. Find the sword fights on the Heights swords and save the kidnapped Builderman. He's a fan favorite, providing lots of laughs and highlights in the writing of Block Tales. And it doesn't stop there. It seems like modern Roblox is absolutely fascinated with Shedletsky. This seemingly inconspicuous user has been interpreted in so many different ways over the years. But why? Who is Shedletsky? And why is Roblox so enthralled with his online antics to the point where they're turning him into a living plot device? Well, let's find out. But before that, only an abysmal 20% of you watching this video are subscribed to the channel. This means that if you've seen more than one of my videos and haven't subscribed yet, let this be your sign to click that button. I see you there. I see you lurking. You can't escape. To understand why Shedletsky is suddenly Roblox's sweetheart, we need to take a peek behind the mask and find out the deal behind this strange account. If you're well versed in the Roblox space, games throwing Shedletsky in as a random NPC or something isn't entirely new. The normal elevator did it back in like 2015, and even before then, he's just kind of been a reference that people like to make when making retro-inspired Roblox games. The Shedletsky account is owned by, well, John Shedletsky, one of Roblox's earliest employees. That's right, it's not a persona. This really is just a real guy that developers are turning into a character in their game. That's a reasonable thing to do and definitely not strange at all. He was the creative director of the company from 2006 to 2014 and has contributed to the site a lot more than people realize. Having graduated from Stanford with a degree in computer science, Shedletsky went to work at the then startup Roblox Corporation to help build the platform we all know and love today. When Roblox was in its infancy, Shedletsky helped build one of the most important parts of the website, the API. Computer science lesson for you all. An API basically allows applications, or in this case, websites that are also applications, to connect with one another. For example, the Discord API is used in conjunction with Roblox to check if your account is a member of a specific server so that you can get bonuses. Or, like in Pet Simulator, if you follow big games on Twitter, not only will you be on my permanent op list, but you can verify this in-game using the Twitter API to receive bonus perks. Shedletsky helped build Roblox's API, and it's become one of the most valuable pieces of code on the entire website. However, that's a really complex concept and not something that most users would ever need to interact with. Thankfully, Shedletsky also helped build a feature that's integral to the operations of modern Roblox, and that's the shirts and pants. And pants and shirts and shirts. You wanna know how I got these scars? My father wore shirts and pants, Batman. And as the site continued to grow and gain more users, Shedletsky would continue to build features for the game and even release some games of his own. A lot of these would go on to become some of the most influential and important games on the entire platform. However, the most important game that Shedletsky would release is Sword Fights on the Heights. All 4 of them. These games are still being referenced to this very day, and are still some of the most culturally relevant Roblox games ever made. I say culturally relevant because of just how many players know what they are, despite them being over 15 years old. Now, obviously other Roblox employees contributed to the site's creation and culture, but what made Shedletsky different was his direct interaction with the Roblox community. During its earliest days, Roblox was never really too shy to directly interact with their community. The small events that they ran were very player-oriented, and those events encouraged interaction between the Roblox player base and its employees. After all, the best way to gain player feedback is to literally just straight up ask them, especially when you have less than 10,000 users on your platform. However, Shedletsky was by far the most active employee on the site, often found partaking in discourse with the Roblox community via the forums. Back in the earliest days of Roblox, the forums were really the only place for users to talk about all things Roblox, and Shedletsky was all up in there. Of course, this was before he made the actual Shedletsky account, instead going by the name Telemon. Fun fact, for those of you wondering, Telemon is not in fact a Digimon like how I thought for 10 years, but instead a member of Greek mythology. And no, I'm not going to explain it. Wait, hold on. Is Telemon a Digimon? Tylomon. Oh, okay, that's who I was... What is this? Dude, I've never even seen this before. Shedletsky also ran the Roblox Developers Journal, which would then become the official Roblox blog, where he would discuss news, updates, and canon lore. Oh yeah, did I mention that Shedletsky at some point was writing lore about Roblox? Like the whole platform? That's definitely a topic for a completely different video. The Developer's Journal is fascinating because it's a time capsule in its purest form. Because Roblox was so small, these journals didn't have to be anything specific, and oftentimes had a lot of humor and charm baked into them. This somewhat continued as Roblox aged, but when an article was written by Shedletsky, you knew that it was going to have some pretty goofy stuff in it. However, because of Shedletsky's status as Roblox's creative director, he had a lot of power when it came to what kinds of updates, events, and changes that Roblox was going to make based on user feedback. For example, he was the one that orchestrated the now legendary Void Star event, an event in which Roblox users had to complete a ridiculously hard scavenger hunt for different Roblox hats and solve a riddle to unlock the mysterious Object 3. Now, the main reason that this event became so legendary is because it's birthed one of the most famous Roblox myths of all time, Noli. I've already made a video about Noli in the past, and will probably continue to talk about him in the future if Forsaken ever releases him as a killer. But Shedletsky's interactions with the Roblox community didn't stop there. In order to show off the new features for the platform, he had his own YouTube channel, one that he still uses to this day. In fact, I've gotten most of my old Roblox footage from this very account, as it's one of the largest banks of content from that era. And while most of Shedletsky's content revolves around Roblox updates, trailers, and community nonsense, there's also some pretty interesting pieces of content. Take Lolorus Lifestyle Simulator 2014 feedback, for example. This video takes a pretty direct jab at Lolorus, a very famous Roblox developer known for games like The Mad Murderer and Mad Paintball, which is literally just a game that makes fun of Lolorus because he happened to be making a lot of money off games like The Mad Murderer when other people were also making money off of games like The Mad Murderer. Kind of a weird choice. Oh my god, Lolorus, please remake Mad Paintball. You can't even play it anymore. I'm so sad. But why am I even bringing these things up? Well, it's because Roblox today has arguably more of a fascination with John Shedletsky than they did 15 years ago. Ever since the Roblox Classic event, people have realized that Roblox did not in fact release in 2020 during the pandemic. This website is 19 years old, almost twice the average age of a Roblox player. And Shedletsky just so happened to be one of the most important people during that period of Roblox's earliest days. We can see games like Forsaken implementing Shedletsky as a character, one of the first survivors you unlock when you first play the game. Block Tales uses Shedletsky as the inciting incident, guiding the player forward and giving them the goal of their epic quest. He's kind of just become the symbol of classic Roblox, complete with the Svath swords and some delicious fried chicken. But more than that, Shedletsky was pretty edgy for a Roblox employee. It takes a specific level of gall to make an entire video essentially dunking on one of your most successful Roblox developers, just trying to make a fun game. Or perhaps people see him as sort of a figure symbolizing back when Roblox used to care more directly about player feedback and put people over profit. But I think what's so interesting about Roblox's obsession with Shedletsky is that he's not the only one. David Baszucki, the CEO of the company, has also been characterized in a lot of neoclassic Roblox games through his avatar Builderman. Matt Dusek too, through his character as well as the Dusekar hat in the catalog. It's so strange. I've never seen a website take literal employees of the company, real people, and turn them into characters in a video game. It's definitely the most Roblox thing I've ever seen. But honestly, as long as it's done in a genuine and respectful way, of course, it's kind of cool. It's not like you ever download a Steam game and Gabe Newell is a character in it. But back to Shedletsky specifically, despite his support for AI art, not even going to open that can of worms, and some questionable at best tweets, you can't deny that he's had an immense impact on Roblox. Ironically, if you ask me, he holds more of a status today than ever before with his inclusion in games like Forsaken and Block Tales. Really, the whole website's sudden fascination with quote-unquote old Roblox has led to not only Shedletsky being talked about again, but all parts of Roblox. Events, myths, items, they're all being brought up again in a new context, and it's really cool to see. And I think as Roblox's audience continues to not only grow, but continues to age, we're going to see more and more games adopt a classic style and include references like Shedletsky into their designs. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Peace.